Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Aušra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 364 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. Today we would like to talk a little bit about the recital that we witnessed last week. Our friend Paulius played a short half an hour recital at Vilnius Cathedral.
Actually, it lasted 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And it was a big deal for him because, well, it is a Vilnius Cathedral. A big place, many people came, and it was organized as a Christmas organ series by National Association of Organists in Lithuania. And Paulius played one of the recitals last Saturday. First of all, Aušra, what do you think about this? Did Paulius made a good progress, considering your last experience of him playing the organ?
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to tell that he did a progress?
Do you think that these two things are mutually exclusive?
I don't know. Well, anyway, let's start, our talk with what you told me a night before his recital, because Vidas was, turning pages for him.
Mm-hmm.
And a night before his recital, what Vidas told to me, I thought that I will hear a very sloppy performance. But it didn't happen, so I guess he made overnight progress.
He played much better during the recital than in the last rehearsal. I only heard him once, right? I didn't go to the cathedral a few times before when he was playing. I couldn't come. So, yes, I was stressed out, and he was stressed out too, rather scared, I guess, for the upcoming performance, which was sort of very natural because we all are scared when something big is approaching and we're not really feeling secure.
But he has this wonderful quality that he did such a good job comparing to what he could do and what he did, a night before, and that's a very good sign. Very few of us, I think, have this quality, because usually under the pressure, people do much sloppier job than we could do.
Are you one of those people? Because I am, usually.
Well, I don't think so, but it's very hard to to judge yourself and to be sort of objective when talking about oneself.
And actually, there are different instances, different experiences in our own life. Sometimes we play better during the public performance, and sometimes a little bit worse.
I just draw a very useful lesson after this recital, and it was a nice recital. I mean, I enjoyed much of it, but also I thought how it could be if things would be different. And I realized that you need to prepare in advance, and it doesn't matter what, because before this recital he could not practice enough. And he knew probably about it in advance, I believe, because he knew that this is, the time before Christmas, which is very, very busy for church organists and gives all kind of additional work.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore you need to prepare in advance.
Mm-hmm. Like,
for your sake, for your listener's sake, for everybody's sake.
I didn't ask him, but it would have been really worth trying to play a dress rehearsal at least 2 months before.
And I think that's what did George Ritchie and Quentin Faulkner, that we forced everybody to play.
For professionals, I think 1 month before is acceptable.
And that's what we did. We had to play, entire program 1 month before in public.
But for people who are still learning, I think 2 months before the public performance, you have to play the run through.
Because you always need to to take in mind that things might happen. You might get sick for a week or two, or something might happen. Accident or whatever, unexpected works, jobs. All kind of complications. So, and that way, if you will be really ready in advance, you will not be so much stressed out.
What do you mean by run through? Is you have to play your entire program
Without stopping, from beginning to the end.
in a concert tempo?
Yes.
With as many mistakes as you like. It doesn't matter.
Well, if you will make mistakes in every measure, that means that you are not ready to play through.
But well, within reason, right?
I don't agree with you
Without
about
reason.
mistakes.
But do you even imagine that a person would make mistake in every measure and still would play in a concert tempo? I couldn't imagine that.
Well, miracles happen, as we daily say on our podcasts.
If you could play your program in a concert tempo, then feel free to make mistakes.
Because I have seen people who are very self-conscious and that are very sort of self-confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know whom you are talking to. And sometimes people are having very good, very high opinion about themselves, and sometimes it's just another way. So.
Oh, you mean that things that we're talking right now would be perceived differently by other people?
That's right.
By different people?
That's right.
Differently.
Yes.
When I say please do as many mistakes as you like, then that person would really play absolutely horribly, but still think, oh, Vidas, let me play with mistakes.
So don't tell that, because you need to do as little mistakes as you can. That's the purpose.
For me, the purpose is to play with in concert tempo. And within reason to make mistakes. I mean, not to focus on the mistakes, but focus on the tempo. And then you will have 2 months to reduce those mistakes.
Well, but anyway, what I'm talking about and what I'm keeping in mind and what is very important for me, that if I play a recital and I'm really ready for it, I know that I did what I could,
Mm-hmm.
and then let's say something will happen to me during recital. Some unexpected mistakes, or I don't know, the organ would break or something else. then I would just know that I did what I could, and know what happened just happened. And no, I would be, sort of, well, pleased, yes. But if I wouldn't be ready for recital for some reasons, and I would do a sloppy job, then no, I would feel really guilty.
By this time, probably our listeners are wondering, what did Paulius play? Right? We are talking about recital, and they don't know what he performed. So, the first piece on the program was Nun kom der Heiden Heiland from the Orgelbuchlein by Johann Sebastian Bach.
And I think that next two pieces also were from the same collections.
Right. Then the second was BWV 600. If the first was BWV 599, the next one in the program was in order 600 and then 601. All three of them together. And then Paulius played Non Com
from the Leipzig collection.
Exactly, from 18 great chorales. BWV 659, I believe, where the chorale melody is in the right hand, ornamented. The famous Advent chorale. And then, what came next?
De Messier.
Jean de Messier, also ornamented chorale on Rorate Celi.
That's right, and then he did his own improvisation, which I think was the best on the program.
And the theme for this improvisation was also Advent hymns.
And then he finished with a toccata, French style toccata by
Carter.
Mm-hmm. It came from the Oxford collection of Christmas music.
Yes, so it took about 25 minutes to perform.
Well, actually, it had to take less than 25 minutes, because I believe that last toccata by Carter was performed probably, I would not say maybe double as slow as it should be, but maybe 1/3 slower than it should be.
Was it that obvious?
Well, in some parts, yes.
Because he started normally, but
tempo wasn't steady. That's what I noticed in that toccata. So, you just felt that organ is controlling him, not he is controlling the instrument.
But Orgelbuchlein chorales were performed, I think, well.
Yes, that's true.
All three of them.
That's true. Not the last one, Non Com, from the Leipzig collection.
601, BW 601, Herr Christer einiges Godeson. Paulius have played it many years ago and repeated it just for this performance, and was feeling very shaky the night before about it. So I was kind of really surprised that he managed to play it very well.
It's not an easy, chorale.
Especially if you don't play it, with care and precision.
It's the first, Orgelbuchlein chorale that I have learned in my life.
Maybe it was one of his firsts too, when he was studying with me. But that was like at the beginning of our friendship. So right when we returned from the United States.
That's right.
In 2007.
But in general, I think that he has a great potential, and he showed it on this recital.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sorry that he doesn't feel very well himself,
I think
and he knows why. But
that Non-Com from Leipzig collection could have been played even better because he messed up a little bit in ornamented places. He didn't sometimes know how to perform correctly ornaments, and the easiest way to do this is just to listen to my
recording.
to my recording, for example. I'm not being very
To mine recording. There are other wonderful Non-Com recordings.
wait a second. I'm not being very what's this word I'm looking for? Modest. Right, Osha?
That's right.
But that's because he's
Everybody
playing.
knows this.
But that's because he's playing from my fingered and pedaled score. He's using my score, so he could listen to my performance on YouTube, and that would take him 5 minutes.
That's right.
Unless he doesn't like my recording, then he could listen to your recording.
Have I recorded this chorale? I don't think so.
Then he could ask you to record it.
But in general, I think that if we are talking about Leipzig collection, this is probably the easiest chorale from the Great 18 chorales to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very good, piece if you want something not too complicated and beautiful to play.
Do you think that Paulius could benefit from harmony studies a little bit more?
Of course, I think.
Was it obvious from listening?
Well, yes, sometimes yes, because I think he needs, and everybody needs, to pay more attention to chordal structure, to harmonic structure. Then it will help you, to show your audience what is more important and what is less important.
Well, to put it another way, the piece will start to speak to you.
That's right.
In a musical way.
Because it will help you, to internalize its structure.
Maybe it now speaks on emotional level, like it's beautiful, you feel the flow, you feel moved, but you don't know what's happening inside. You don't know how the composer created it, this piece. I'm not even talking about Bach or Carter, any type of music that you play. If you don't know what's going on inside, then you're missing something. Right? So Paulius could really benefit from harmony studies. But in general, to summarize, I was really pleased. I thought that he has great potential considering the circumstances that he was in. So, Paulius, if you're listening to this, don't stop. Continue practice. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help."
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward."
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.